Simon Told Helen wins a half length. Zach Manelli second.
Welcome to Greyhound Gossip.
Peaky Blinders start cheering for Tommy Shelby wins the WA Sprint Championship final.
Featuring Peter O'Neill.
Mozza moves up to Mermaid Manelli. Fab's Gem 3 deep. Here comes Fab's Gem.
Hard Style Rico by 5 lengths to Simon Told Helen. Third Tommy Shelby.
This segment is dedicated to the discussion and promotion of greyhound racing.
Cindy's Oliver, Rockstar Patriot, Paul Stuart, back-to-back with Rockstar Patriot in the Galaxy.
Handsome Prince, a Boulder Clear, the former Tasmanian. Handsome Prince has won the $1 million chase.
And a very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Greyhound Gossip. Big weekend of greyhound racing with the running of the heats of the Mandurah Cup on Friday night. We saw 4 outstanding heats. Barbecue Man was able to defeat Tweak Freak in the opening heat. And then we saw Bezecchi, so Paul Stewart going back-to-back, defeating Crumble Manelli. The third of the heats, we saw Molfetta Cruz, outstanding win over Sage Tennille. And in the fourth and final heat, West on Smoky caused an upset, defeating Al Benson. So a few of the bigger names missing out on the final. The box draw has made it very interesting. West on Smoky in 1, currently with Tab Touch $15. Crumble Manelli in 2, $5.50. Al Benson $23. Sage Tennille has drawn box number 4 at $5.50. Bezecchi $4.40 in box 5. Barbecue Man in box 6, $5.50. Molfetta Cruz, the quickest qualifier, out in box 7, $2.80. And Tweak Freak has drawn the pink, $18. Miss Envy, the first reserve, $4.20. Let's get straight into Greyhound Gossip this morning. We're about to be joined by Paul Stewart, who had a successful night on Friday night down at Mandurah with winning the first 2 heats of the Group 2 Mandurah Cup, a race that he's had success with in the past, going back to Astrazone back in 2017 and more deductions in 2020. Paul's online right now. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Pete. How are you?
I'm very well. You must be very happy with the fact that you've qualified 2 runners through to this rich Mandurah Cup Series final on Friday night.
Yeah, very happy. I had 2 dogs in the heats and, they both got the job done. So, couldn't have asked for much more from either of them. And, it gives us a good chance for coming up on Friday.
The box draws made it very interesting. Bezecchi and Barbecue Man drawing alongside each other. Bezecchi underneath the Barbecue Man. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's horrible. The 2 worst draws you could probably get, and you get them both. And then to make it even worse, I'd prefer him to be the other way around. So, it's not ideal, but, there's not much you can do about it. So we've just got to hope that they can stay clear of each other. And, obviously they're not going to be the speed dogs in the race. They're going to be towards the sort of, the back end of it. Well, Barbecue Man could be up there somewhere, but Bezecchi's probably going to be out the tail. So we just need a lot of luck to go our way.
Yeah. Molfetta Cruz, you must be really impressed with the way he's racing at the moment. He was the quickest qualifier. Him drawing out in box number 7, does that help you at all?
Probably not. He makes his own like that dog. He's airborne. He's running, super fast first sections, and then to finish it off, he's running home in sub 11 seconds. So, he's probably well drawn with my 2, being not the greatest of beginners, and so he's going to get the room to do what sort of he wants to be able to do. And if he sort of comes out and running and gets on the arm or gets close to, he's going to be pretty hard to run down. So he's going to be the biggest danger for sure.
The mum of Barbecue Man, tell us about her breeding and how long have you had that line for?
Well, he's had a phosphines. He was a bitch that I bred, and Peter Cameron and Ryan Levitsky, it's out of their Winston Bluebird line. So
so it continues on.
Not braid. Yeah, so it's sort of the line I've had for quite a long time, and he was a resultant pup that they got. They sold the mother to someone else, and they got him as a pup deal. And he's turned out to be the best in the litter, and he's been a super dog. So he's been very unlucky making finals. I was looking at his record the other day. I think he's been in about 4 or 5 finals, and he's drawn horribly every single time. So this week's no exception. So just hopefully he can get a bit of luck and try and turn that around a bit. Yeah,
he's been a wonderful chaser though, hasn't he? As you mentioned, he's won over $130,000 in stake money now. Being WA bred helps as well. And, Peter and Ryan and the connections of him have just had an outstanding run with you.
Yeah, they have. He's been a really nice dog for us. He's been very unlucky on the way, or Barbecue Man. He's had injuries and all sorts of things at the wrong time. Like he's missed the Perth Cup series this year when he was flying, and he hurt himself a couple of weeks prior. And he's had operations and all bits and pieces. But yeah, he's just an iron dog. He hasn't had that many starts, but he feels like he's been around forever. But yeah, they've had a few pretty good luck with dogs in the past. They also had ownership with Campana. I had them for him as well. And but yeah, they're due for a little bit of luck. They've had some pretty fast dogs and not much luck go their way. So yeah, we're due for a little bit of luck, that's for sure.
Bezecchi's been racing in the top echelon, running second, of course, behind Miss Envy up at Mandurah recently, and also defeated Wise Barra. He certainly is racing in tip-top condition. He beat a real smart field, including Crumble Manelli and Uncle Tommy there on Friday.
Yeah, he was super. That was his first sort of race in about 6 weeks. He had a little bit of an issue after, coming back. He was down there for the Mandurah, some feature race down at Mandurah, and then he shot up to Northern as well, and he's sort of his form dropped a little bit for a few runs, and for him to come back on Friday night first up and to win in the way he did was, awesome to see. So, I think he went 27.01, been his first full 488 for a long time. Hopefully he can improve on that, but he needs a lot of luck. He hasn't got the early pace to sort of put himself in a race, so he sort of relies on his track smarts to sort of navigate through, but his run homes have been super strong, and he's a dog that he just knows how to win, so I'm hoping that can put him in good stead on Friday.
It's interesting that Bezecchi's at 440 and Barbecue Man at 550. I personally would have had Barbecue Man ahead of Bezecchi. What's your thoughts out of your two?
I'd have to lean to Bezecchi. Okay. He's just a bit more, he's got more upside to him. Barbecue Man sort of, he needs the fence to win. He hasn't got great box manners, but he's got good early pace, but there's actually a stack of early pace in this race, so he might be sort of not where he's comfortable to be, whereas Bezecchi could sort of do it from behind. He can run, it could be midfield, and you never give up on him. So of the two, I'd have to lean to Bezecchi for sure.
Have you enjoyed having to go up to Northam, and are you looking forward to the return to Cannington?
Definitely looking forward to return to Cannington. I'll be able to go there instead of going down to Mandurah. I actually enjoy going to Northern, to be honest. I reckon it's a great track up there. The dogs love it, and we're having some good success up there as well. But I actually don't. I enjoy going up there, to be honest. It's a long drive, but compared to going 10 minutes down the road to Mandurah. But I definitely don't mind going up there, and the dogs appreciate going up there as well.
Good on you. Your team's flying at the moment. Good luck in the final on Friday night.
No worries. Cheers, Pete.
Paul Stuart joining us as we go to Kody Charles, who also has two runners through to the final, our Benson and also Sage Tennille. Sage Tennille at $5.50, our Benson, one of the outsiders at $23. I thought it was an outstanding run from Sage Tennille. She does love box number one, and she used it to her liking there on Friday night when she was able to run on behind Malfetta Cruz. And Cody's online right now. How are you, Kody?
Yeah, morning, Pete. How are you, mate? Thanks for having me on.
You must be really happy with having two runners through to the final, and really rapt to see Sage Tennille in the performance that she put up on Friday night.
Yeah, certainly, mate. Yeah, really nice to get into such a prestigious race. This is what you sort of get up in the morning for, and you aim to win these sort of races, or at least qualify them. So you can't win them if you're sitting at home. So to get two in there's a good feeling. So, and obviously there was a bit of unknown to know how Sage was going to go, dropping back to the 488. I think it was the first run back to the 500-metre sort of trip since about March this year. But we the box draw was kind to us, and we drew the inside, which she absolutely loves, where she wants to be. So I thought she ran a super race. I think she ended up finishing second quickest qualifier behind Malfetta Cruz. Hit the line really good. I think the run home record's 10.77, and she got home in 10.82. So she's certainly right on track. It's just to be with her just being sort of left alone early, being able to find the fence and just getting the right opportunity. And she's going to be hitting the line as hard as anything on Friday night.
Is it difficult for greyhounds, and you've trained across the three codes, is it difficult for greyhounds dropping them back in distance compared to having to do that with say a thoroughbred or a harness horse?
Yeah, I mean, I think other people train a bit different, and some people like to work dogs different as they vary over distances. But I just treat all my dogs the same, and I work them all pretty hard and dish it up to them, sort of thing. So the only thing I did with her was just freshen her up for the week. She probably missed one gallop and just didn't have a race the week before, sort of thing, to try and freshen her up a bit, and that's all we did. And back to normal this week. So.
Our Benson's drawn underneath of her. I thought it was a really good effort from box number 5 the other night.
Yeah, no, he went super. He probably surprised me a little bit. Dog actually can run a bit. Like he has run 22.02 before over 400. And he when I have tried him over the 488, he just seems to just want to drink a little bit too much water after the run, sort of just knocks him around a little bit. But he's run 27.28 before as well, so it's not like he can't run it. But he's actually pulled up a treat this week. He's been no concerns. So, couldn't be happy with him, really. Hopefully he can take another step forward this week, which he's going to need to. He can begin all right, so hopefully he can, begin better than what he did last week, being out the first time in those boxes for a while, and hopefully he can sort of clear a little bit of space for Sage to sort of navigate herself down to the inside, because there's a bit of pace inside us. So she's probably not drawn too bad where she is, really, with a bit of speed around her.
Yeah, the fact that she loves the fence, she showed that the other night, and a few of them wobble off when they come around that corner at Mandurah. She's currently a $5.50 chance. Paul said he wasn't too happy with the box draws of his two. You must be happy enough, the fact that you've drawn where you have with Sage Tanil and our Benson?
Yeah, like it could be worse, could be better, but with the way the box draw looks, I think I probably would say, I think Paul said the same, he'd prefer to swap, and obviously I'd rather get Sage close to the fence as possible, so I'd probably do the same. I'd swap if I could, but we can't do that. But say Benson can begin all right, obviously Crumbles in 2, he can begin, Western Smoky can begin too, so hopefully if those inside division can begin and she can sort of navigate straight down to the fence, it's going to put her in a position to strike for sure. Obviously, Malfetta Cruz, I think he's drawn really well out there, and he's flying. Paul's 2 dogs, super dogs. So it's a red-hot race, but you expect that when you're racing for $90,000, don't you? Yeah,
you certainly do, and that was a red-hot heat that you were in. So well done to qualify both of your runners through, and we wish you all the best of luck on Friday night.
Thanks very much. Appreciate your time.
Good on you. Kody Charles joining us as we now go across to Eric Campana, who has the favourite Malfetta Cruz drawn out in box number 7, $2.80. This greyhound came into his care flying, and he's been able to just put the extra polish on, and is undefeated in 3 starts since joining Eric, and he joins us online this morning. Eric, good morning.
Hey, Pete, how's it going?
I'm going very well. You've been in greyhound racing long enough, and when a trainer decides to go on a holiday and they give you a quality greyhound like Malfetta Cruz, you mustn't be able to wipe the smile off your face.
Oh, it's always a good feeling when someone entrusts you with a good dog like Malfetta Cruz. So we've been family friends and known Nick and Lisa for a long time, so obviously that contributes to it. But yeah, it's always good when someone gives you a dog that can really run.
Can you tell us where Nick has actually gone to, how long he's away for, and does he keep in contact with you while he's overseas?
Yeah, Nick keeps in contact, so he's still got roaming on so he can watch the dogs and that. So he actually texted me on Friday after the race and that. So he's just in Italy. He's back at home in Malfetta, I assume. Didn't really ask the details, to be honest. But I know he's gone there for a month, so I'm sure he'll enjoy himself over there.
I'm sure he will. He is really flying, isn't he, Malfetta Cruz? He's an outstanding chaser that's now won, I think, close to $120,000 in stake money. A WA bred chaser, and besides the fact that Nick has done such a great job, you must be happy that you've been able to continue on with him with his last 3 starts.
Well, that's it. The dog come to us in top form. You know, he was probably at career best with Nick, so we got him and we settled him in, but he's obviously enjoying how he's going at ours. He took a little bit to settle in, but all in all, he's going well, so the family's happy.
Has he always been able to, I know his last few starts with Nick, when he stepped him up to the 652, he seemed to be able to jump on the arm, and he seems to have been jumping better, and I was actually surprised how close that he sat to the leaders on Friday.
Yeah, well, I sort of followed the dog a little bit over his time, but Mandurah Circle obviously suits him better because he prefers to mid-track. But he's jumping well at the moment. That's his main thing, because he did used to miss the kick a bit and that. So he's definitely coming out well, and maybe just he's matured a bit and he's just sort of putting it all together. I couldn't really tell you the backstory on the dog, but he's doing everything right at the right time. That's the main thing.
And he's running time as well, 26.90 there the other night, which is a new personal best. He was the quickest qualifier. What did you make? You follow the form closely. Do you think he's better drawn out wide?
Most definitely, yeah.
And he's
definitely he prefers it off the track, so he's got the right box and all that sort of stuff. So we're happy with the draw. Yeah,
he's got a remarkable record. He's won from box 7, 5 of 11, and he's won 4 of 6 from box number 8. So he draws box number 7. He's currently the $2.80 favourite. Who do you see as the hardest to beat?
Oh, the field's quality. We're happy with the draw. I'm happy with Barbecue Man on the inside. I'm happy with Tweet Freak on the outside. So really, I just want to see him step, and if he steps and puts himself up close enough, well, he should be going well. But like I said, you sort of can't be running any of it, Paul's dog or Kody's dog. You just sort of can't really give them too much of a head start. So they're all hard to beat. It's just a matter of what happens at box rise.
You and your father have been involved in greyhound racing for a long period of time. We're celebrating, of course, 50 years of greyhound racing this year. What have you remember from, a young boy going to the track and also working with your dad? What are some of the memories of the 50 years for you?
Dad got us involved when we were young at the track and that. So over the years, the old Cannington was probably the highlight of my time. Old Cannington was great. There was people back then and that. So things have changed a little bit now, but back then was good. But just the old trainers we went through, Vance Spataro, Mike and Ann Bolton and all those types of people, and just the relationships you made with the people along the way and whatnot. But it's been a long time now.
Do you prefer breaking in the greyhounds or actually training them?
I prefer to train fast greyhounds. Fast greyhounds make the world of difference. Yep. But breaking was a big part of us for about 11 years, and we actually started doing it again on a small number this year. So it's a big part of what we do. We run the only trial track in WA now. So breaking in was good, but it's a lot of time and a lot of effort for minimal reward as such. When you get a fast greyhound, it's pretty rewarding and it's a pretty good feeling.
Did you have any association with Nick when Molfetta Cruz was being broken in?
Nick broke him in on our track.
Okay.
So Nick obviously lives directly across from the trial track. So Nick comes to our track on a regular basis. So Nick brought him here, broke him in, done it all himself, but Nick come and used our facilities. How
difficult is it with the closure of Cannington at the moment in being able to keep the greyhounds focused?
I like Cannington. Obviously, I live 12 minutes from it, so it suits me better. So we struggled with the change for a while because we do a lot of our trialling at Mandurah and that sort of stuff. But you just sort of have to make do while these things happen. Everything has a reason and a purpose, so you just hope that everything goes well once it reopens. But it is a little bit difficult, but it isn't the end of the world.
And you've also gone into a different career as well, besides the greyhounds, to earn a little bit of money for the family.
Yeah, I started doing mortgage brokering, so that's been good. Started that last year, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. Only, part-time at the moment, still trying to learn and do dogs and family life and all that, so it's quite a hard balance. But all in all, it's been pretty good. Is it a good time to get into mortgage broking with the fact that properties are difficult to try and purchase at the moment? Well, property market's through the roof and that, but one thing I've sort of learnt, everyone still needs to buy a house or own or obtain a house somewhere. So money sort of makes money, and it's definitely it's a good time as any, but it's hard because you've got to try and get the leads and get the people who are trying to buy, refinance, or buy their first home or whatever the type they're doing. But it's always opportunity in everything. You just got to find the niche. I know that Dennis Kerr is a very good mortgage broker. What made you decide to go into mortgage broking? I just looked at a few things and I actually spoke to Dennis. Dennis was one of the first people I actually spoke to about it and just asked him. I just like the flexibility option it offers. Yep. So that's how that went that way. And then I ended up speaking to Simon Marcialio, who's been a massive mentor, and I've actually teamed up with them boys. And Simon and that have been great. Without them, I wouldn't have got as far as I did. So that was how it sort of started. Dennis Kerr was my original contact, and spoke to Dennis and just got a little bit of info, and then I spoke to Simon, and before you knew it, I was doing my Cert 4 and just sort of went from that.
Good on you. Good to see. And good to see Malfetta Cruise is going so well for you. And I'm sure Nick will be listening in, tuning in, whatever the time is over in Italy on Friday night. You have the favourite, currently $2.80 in the Group 2 Mandurah Cup. What's the biggest race you and your dad have ever won?
Ooh, we won the we won a Perth Cup Consolation with Sunset Whistler. That's probably the biggest. So this would probably be the biggest in prize money, sort of. In terms of things, this would be the biggest.
Yeah. Did you have a runner in a Galaxy one year as well?
Travel Bug Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, she done it. So we've had runners like off the Fenway who won the Canning Trophy, and we won races. It always sort of eludes you when you get asked these questions on the spot. We've had a fair few good runners over the years who have been in good races, and we've won good races. But this would probably be the best if we won it.
All right. We wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully Malfetta Cruise can go around for you and for you and Nick, and you can get the chocolates there on Friday. All the best.
No worries. Thanks, Pete.
Good on you. Eric Campana joining us, and he certainly has the leading chance in what is an outstanding final. So West on Smoky's drawn $115, Crumble Manelli $5.50, our Benson $23, Sage Tennille in box 4 $5.50, Bezecchi $4.40, Barbecue Man in box 6 $5.50, Malfetta Cruise $2.80, and Tweak Freak $18. That is for the Group 2 Mandurah Cup final. Make sure you tuned in to Chasing Winners on Friday morning. David Short was in outstanding form on Friday. He was able to, for our listening audience, was able to tip us into the quaddie, and that paid, I think it was about $2,500–3,000. So well done to Shorty there. And we also did very well on Saturday night as well. So hopefully you found a winner or two, and you can join us on Friday morning as we take a look at the Group 2 Mandurah Cup. And well done to Shorty and his son for Zane for winning their premiership yesterday. I think it's 4 in a row now for the boys. So they certainly will be celebrating, I'm sure, today. We'll take a break, and then after this, we will be back with Timmy Walker and Often Pacing.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.